Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our show as well, Transform Your Reality, where we've got ordinary people doing extraordinary things. So today you've got a special guest all the way from Ghana. So guys, we've got this lady. She's an amazing person. She's a licensed psychosocial counselor. She's a relationship and also relationship coach and marriage consultant. She's an executive director for an NGO, for a foundation. She's also an author, and also she helps people, especially women, to be empowered. And above all, she's also a business woman. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our special guest here, Kezia Twumasi.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much for the privilege. A radio station interviewed me and I was like, how do you manage all these? And I said, there's always a way out for the soul that is ready. So I am just like a normal Ghanaian woman who woke up one day and realized there's more to my life than just dressing up, driving to an office to go and sit down. For somebody to determine my worth, pay me just a little, that wasn't enough. So I quit and went into NGO management and then NGO business, working with people all over, people from all walks of life. And then I got to know that there's more to life than we see on the surface. Because there are a lot of people out there who look so much successful and yet were broken. So then I went back to school to get a license to become a proper counselor, because I hate it in my part of the world when everybody was a counselor without training, without certification. So when I got that, I was empowered enough to also now help other people to live their life. But everything churned out of my challenges as a young Ghanaian woman growing up. Next year, September 14th, I'll be 20 years in marriage. It has been a difficult journey. So I always tell people, regardless of my education, my life itself has been a content that I use to empower other people, that no course has been able to teach me that yet. So that is Kezia Twumasi, a simple Ghanaian woman who is enlightened and wants every other person to own his or her life and also live their dreams. Yeah, I normally don't teach my life in the marriage sessions because it is not about me. It's about people's challenges and how you can help them get out. I have come to a place in my life, Coach, that I see marriage as a service to God. So it's no more about my partner. I've learned to understand that sometimes it's not about what people do to us, but the interpretation we give to what they do to us that causes us pain. And because of that, regardless of whatever happened, I'm moving on, I'm marching on. And because I look beyond him and I see it as a service unto God, I mean, nothing breaks me down anymore like I used to experience in the first 10 years of my marriage. So I keep on keeping on because I look beyond my spouse and I see God who gave me a fine gentleman to be with. So regardless of what happened, I keep on keeping on. Coach, my life had been a series of challenges, so much that now I love challenges because the more I go through my challenges, the more I become better and then end up becoming a better version of myself. My childhood was a challenging moment for me. My father married 3 women and my mother was the second. And I look at him and he was educated. He was, financially solvent, and yet he wasn't treating these women right. So I think right from childhood, the counseling attitude developed right from there, because I look at my mother and said, you deserve more out of this life than what you are in here. But I was torn between fighting my mother's battle and then getting enough for my father too. And I wasn't the rebellious type, so that itself causes a lot of dissonance for me. I couldn't rebel openly against my dad, and I couldn't watch my mother also go through all those pain and hardship. Okay, so I decided that no matter what happens, I will grow up into a woman who would have different version of what the marriage my parents experienced. And because of that, I left home a young woman And in my part of the world here, it's not easy to be on your own, a young woman in your 20s. You are taking care of yourself without any support from parents, because my father thought I couldn't support him. My mother thought you are too young to fight this battle. So I was out there all by myself. And I thank God I survived. But I want to believe when I left home and my mother assessed her life, she was empowered enough to also leave the marriage, own her life, and then she traveled to the USA. Today, she's a US citizen, not just for the citizenship, but the happiness she was able to bring into her life gives me so much fulfillment as a young woman. Okay, so my childhood was challenging, and then I got married. So I had to go through university, take care of myself without the support from any parents or relation. Because it got to a time my siblings were like choosing father or mother, and I didn't have the energy to do any of that. So I disconnected myself from everything family, and I took my life into my own hands, and I lived. And it was a challenging moment for me to keep my sanity and growth together as a young woman. And then I got married. I know I am the fun type who wants to experience life, be yourself. And then you're married to a reverend minister who is pastoring a church, and people expect you to live a particular way, dress a particular way, speak a particular way, even walk a particular way. So it was conflicting moments for me because I needed to be myself, and then you've gotten yourself into another atmosphere whereby people want you to live their way, a bits and pieces of people's life, and I didn't grow up like that. So it was a challenging moment for me. But I told myself, regardless of whatever happens, if you want to leave, you can leave. So either you own life and leave, or you kowtow to the whims and caprices of people, bowing down to them, living their life, or you leave, and in the course of living, people understand who you are and they will support your pursuit. So it was a difficult hurdle for me, but trust me, God was my help, and then it enabled me to build a lot of confidence I didn't even know I was picking up along my journey. So yes, I was able to overcome every challenge that came my way. We never had this privilege whereby we had parents or society that taught us this kind of life. But it's so simple that when you practice them, a time become an aspect of you. Regardless of who you are, your background, you are going to go through challenges unless you don't want to grow up. My work has exposed me to the realities of life, where I've seen people who only grow older without growing up. If only you want to grow up, then understand that going through challenges is an aspect of your growing up. And how do you go through them? Do you just sit back and watch time and say time will heal, time will know? Time itself has nothing to offer. It's what you do within time that either makes you bigger, better, or makes you, breaks you down. So what I encourage people to do is, in this world, you are not an island. Just don't be alone. Get a mentor, get a coach, get a network of people, like-minded, great minds that you can share. I subscribe to a lot of things and people think you're wasting money. No, I learn from everybody and anybody. There is so much information out there. There are books online you can read, but of course you would have to pay. We can buy makeups and buy all those kind of things, buy accessories. Get knowledge, get understanding, read, research. Identify yourself with people who know better than you, who have been through what you are going through, so you can learn. Right, thank you for the privilege, coach. I'll group it into two categories, women and then men. Just like I said, my work has exposed me to so much that I can't talk about, because when I took my license, there was an oath that came with it, so I don't do that. If you're a woman and you marry to a man who can't give you the luxury you think you deserve as a woman, you can still empower yourself such that you'll be able to love yourself and give yourself everything you need from your man. Let's see God as the source. Every other person is a resource. So we don't depend on people to give us things that only God can provide for us. Okay. With that at the back of your mind, you can be happy. Whether you are single or married, you know that you own your life. You are the only rescue in this life. Everything anybody else will do for you is a bonus. And to the man listening or watching, please listen to this young woman. Own your life and live. Let's understand that your life is your responsibility. You have no business telling yourself that I can't. And because you can't, you accept life the way it is and you live anyhow. No, you can live an extraordinary life and give your family the life they deserve, that God will sit up there and be proud of you. You can be financially solvent. It is possible. It is very, very possible. We were taught to just go to school, get a job where somebody determines your worth and pay you just a little. You can own your life. There's so much sources of income out there. It's just because we don't know what we don't know. So for you to tell your woman you can't provide for her, you don't have enough, you want to live an average life, it is not accepted anymore. So own your life and live, and let your family be proud of you. And let God, who brought you that family, be equally proud of you. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much for such amazing and wonderful words. And I think you're also speaking to me as a man to say, own your life and lead. And I'm going to take that to heart, and also to own my life and lead, like what you are saying as well. So that's a challenge I'm also throwing out to all the men out there. Own your life and lead. Thank you so much, Kezia, for being on this show. We truly appreciate you taking your time. I know you're a very busy person. Getting people like you, it's not so easy to jump onto this call, and also and wish you all the best in the things that at least you are doing in your workplace, in your business. And also, I can't wait to read some of your books as well that at least you are writing and already written. I would really love to have a copy of your book as well. And guys, just write down in the comments below. Just indicate and let us know in the comments what you liked and what you have learned from this session as well, and some of the things that you're going to actually implement in your life, and some of the nuggets that you've learned that have found of great value to your life. And also, do not forget to like this channel and share it to some of the people who are going to be impacted by such a powerful message you have just received here from Kezia. So Kezia, thank you so much for being on the show. We truly appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. See you on our next show, and have a great day.
Thank you, Coach.
Preview.